thrill at the end of that fight?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think people underestimate my desire to be the best, you know, and to be perfect. I'm not just one of those people who says it, you know, I'm not one of those people who says, oh, I want to be world champion. Like, no, I want to go out and I want to dominate and I want to instill my will, and I want people to beg to never have to fight me again, you know, and when I feel like I fall short of that, I'm not happy.
So you dominated most of the fight, though.
Yeah.
Is it a matter of just not getting that finish and not feeling even close to it?
It wasn't even really like anything specific. I just I saw some holes in my game. I'm seeing them as the fight is happening, you know, and then I'm getting pissed off at myself because I'm seeing holes and I'm like, why are you doing this? And I had a little bit of anxiety. I think just because the last minute opponent change, main event, little things, you know, a little bit of nervousness that I'm not used to. Like I said, I did judo for 20 years. I can count on one hand the amount of times I was like, oh, do I have this, like, am I going to win? Like, no, I always believed that I was the best. So I just have to build that confidence. You know, I have to go out there and really, truly believe that no one deserves to be in the cage with me. And that comes from experience and comes from mat time and comes from trusting the process. And that's what I'm going to do. You know, I train at the best gym in the world with the best fighters in the world, with the best coaches in the world, and I'm going to trust the process and trust that this is what I'm meant to do.
You take confidence in the fact that you did go the distance for the first time. You got out of, in the second round, you took your back a little bit. You know, you got out of that pretty easily, reversed it into a dominant position. Did you get the confidence from that?
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. You know, my coach, Mike Brown, is like, you know, we laugh at him and make fun of him and call him paranoid. But even this camp, he was having me go over all of these weird, like, in practice, I almost never get my back taken. In practice, I almost never get submitted. I almost never get, I'm usually always on top, you know, just ground and pound, beating the crap out of people. And he was like, all right, well, let's start in the front head. Let's start here. Let's start there. Like, always putting me in these really crappy positions, and one of them was with someone on my back. And the number one thing he says is you need to relax, you need to stay calm, you need to keep a hand in there, and just find an opening. She'll make a mistake, find an opening. And thank God we drilled it, because that's exactly what happened in the fight. So, no, I'm confident. I truly believe that, like, this is just the beginning for me. And the good news is I have a lot of areas to improve on, and if I'm still winning with all of this improvement I can make, imagine how scary I'm going to be by December 31st.
Kayla,
your opponent switch affect you, Kayla?
You know, I didn't really, I kept telling myself, I don't care, it doesn't matter. But she has a lot of experience, and I think she came out way more relaxed than I was. You know, and like, Josette was 8-1 or something like that. You know, she had 9 fights. But Larissa was just she was very composed, and I was surprised by that, and she seemed really game. You know, there were a couple times where I was hitting her on the ground, and I was like, God, just open your guard already, you know, like, but,
did you happen to see the other lightweight matches that were happening, and if so, what did you think?
I only caught one of them, the Bobby Joe and Gina, is that how you say it? Fight. I didn't catch the other ones. What was the second part?
Yeah, I think it was Gene Rubin was the name? Fabian.
Yeah, good fight. I was interesting for me to watch because I felt like they're both 6 feet tall, and then they were going into the clinch a lot, and I was like, I don't know, I thought they would want to strike, but they're both southpaws, so maybe they're not used to fighting other southpaws. Just an interesting fight.
So my follow-up was going to be then what you thought of Sarah Kaufman.
I was warming up. You know, she was just a couple fights before me, so I was in the middle of my warm-up. But I heard she won by first-round submission. Good for her. That's about all I got to say about that.
Kayla, what challenges did you face on the ground? Like you said, she had a very strong guard, and I know you were dominating and trying to pass it, but she kept trying to get you in a triangle, armbar.
Yeah, like I said, Mike Brown is paranoid, so he put me in triangle, and you know, all of those different positions 100 times before this fight. So I was never really worried that I was going to get submitted. I was more just frustrated because I was like making stupid mistakes, you know, like getting caught back in, you know, side or half guard when I was trying to go to mount, and like just not really controlling her as well, not having as effective punches as I should have had, you know, just these little mistakes that I shouldn't be making. You know, there are a couple submissions I could have gotten. I've been working really hard on a very specific submission that I'm starting to get all the time in practice, but it's different when it's live, you know, and they're all sweaty and you're barely, you know, you're wearing hardly any clothing and it's slippery and it's just different.
Kayla, overall, what do you think about the roster that they put together for you?
Oh, I think it's fantastic. I mean, every girl has a winning record. Well, until tonight, I guess. I think there's, you know, all different styles. There's moms, there's people from all over, there's different countries, there's, you know, world champions in Muay Thai and Olympic champions, and there's, you know, Sarah, who was the current Invicta champ and a former Strike Force champ and a real veteran of the sport. Young girl, I mean, Larissa's only like 23, you know, and she's already had 11 fights. You know, she's gonna be, you know, she's gonna be a star someday. So I think it's great. I'm really excited to be a part of such an amazing group of women, and I'm excited to be the baddest one of them all.
On a much lighter note, you have a habit of watching Rocky movies before fights.
Yes, I do.
Which one did you watch tonight?
I didn't watch any Rocky this time. Maybe that was the problem. We actually, my coaches watched Rocky 3 last night, which is my favorite. So I feel like I got it by osmosis, but no Rocky this time. What did I? We had an Uno tournament. That's why. That's why. Hey, Mike, who's the Uno champ?
I will concede this time, yeah. I had a good time.
Just call me champ.
I guess you could say ATT reigns supreme again?
No, she was on fire.
I was on fire. I'm the Uno champ of the world.